It's Monday, May 8th. Let's talk about another team that I love, the Baltimore Orioles. I'm orange and black ever since I was born because the Orioles came here when I was born. So I love the Orioles. I still remember having stickers up in my closet. It can be done in 61. We had players like Paul Richards was the manager. We had the Kitty Core pitchers. What was that? Milt Pappas, Steve Barber, Jerry Walker. You had Ron Hansen and Jerry Adair, and ended up with Davey Johnson, of course, Brooksy. And that was all at the beginning, Gus Triandos, and then we started branching out, Frank, and then had some of the greatest players of all time, Frank, Eddie, Brooksy, Jim Palmer, Cal, Earl Weaver, just a great manager, reincarnated into Buck Showalter. And what a top organization. Harry Dalton, Lee McPhail. It was just, the Huffburgers were great owners. It was just a really great team for so long. I loved them. Went to all the games. Then about, 20 years ago, they suddenly fell apart. It's in the 90s, the team just fell apart. The owner, Peter Angelos, had a real problem with Davey Johnson, and things just didn't work. And then Albert Bell was hurt after he was signed to a big contract. And the owner, Peter Angelos, I think there were some issues going on. And the team fell into a funk for 13 years. I followed this team. It was horrible. And we tried. One thing they did do, I think it was when Jim Beattie and Mike Flanagan were still, or Jim Beattie, I think it was, and Mike Flanagan were the GMs, when they tried to beef up the bullpen with a whole bunch of long-term contracts. Everybody laughed at them. Great method, horrible pitchers they signed. So they were ahead of the game, but the team stunk for 13 years. 1 year under Lee Mazzilli, we looked good, and then we kind of fell apart. We had a couple of players he really liked, Melvin Mora, Brian Roberts, of course, Cal Jr., but that was really about it. He jokes about Sidney Ponson and the others. But about 7-8 years ago, I think it was, Peter Angelos brought in Andy McPhail, Lee McPhail's grandson. And Andy McPhail is a great general manager. He's a great builder. And what Andy McPhail did, Peter Angelos decided he's getting serious. He's bringing in the man. So Andy McPhail comes in, and one of the things he did, which really turned the team around, nobody talks about it, is our spring training down in Sarasota. We used to have horrible spring training in Fort Lauderdale. The minor leaguers were like 10 hours away. You couldn't put the team together, couldn't compete with other teams. That was the first big move when Mr. Angelos decided to step up and really kick some butt and turn the team around. And he's been a great owner since. He really has been. He doesn't get his due. And then Andy made the trade for the Orioles of this generation, bringing over Adam Jones and Chris Tillman and a couple others for Bedard, who was our best pitcher, but he was always hurt and went nowhere. So we all know what Adam Jones and Chris Tillman has done. And then started bringing in Matt Wieters, and the team really started happening. Then as Andy left, and we went through, he had some bad managers. Not bad, they just couldn't put it together. We didn't have enough talent either. Then as he started building up things, he goes to leave. They bring in Buck Showalter. Let me tell you something. Buck, it may be the best manager in baseball. He's incredible. The Orioles don't have incredible talent, but what Buck did was he just overhauled the team. He came in and just took control. He started overseeing the minor leagues. He started dealing with the managers, the coaches there, having a say in who they were, putting the Oriole way back into effect, so that you started learning stuff from the beginning down in Delmarva all the way up to the Orioles. And the team is proud. I mean, under Sid Thrift, you couldn't sign a free agent. They called our money Confederate money, or Mr. Angelos' money Confederate money. Now people are more than glad. They love coming here. And look at this team. Always underestimated. Every year, the national groups say 81, 82 wins, 81, 82 wins. We keep getting 88, 89, 92. Why? Because then Dan Duquette came in. I've got to give him credit too. And what Dan has done is he's come in, and he keeps bringing in a whole bunch of talent. He's bringing a whole bunch of young guys, a whole bunch of young pitchers, running them through, letting our coaches work with them in the minor leagues, letting them see what it's like to be an Oriole, and they have a real chance to play. So when they come here, they do even better than they would normally do in most places. I have to assume they just put that extra oomph into it. And people love playing for the Orioles. They just love it. What a change. What a great organization. And people love Buck. Duquette's kind of there as a general manager. He's not a personality, but everybody loves the job he's done. Buck is just wow. And the team is just proud. You can just see it. They walk onto that field. They love wearing the orange and black, and that's why you can't underestimate the Orioles. All these guys out there are still just a half game out of first. We haven't had Tillman. We're in a great division with the Yankees, the Red Sox, Tampa Bay. Toronto looks like they're having a problem. Who knows? But man, we don't have the greatest talent, but we're just pumping people in. We got some superstars who aren't even doing that great. Chris Davis done nothing really basically in a year and a half for 20-some million. Mark Trumbo isn't doing that good. Caleb Jones not a superstar, but he ain't hitting. Manny's a superstar. He's hitting okay. Looks like he's about to break out. But still, we're just a half game behind the Yankees. This team, it's an organization. It's a build. It's a pride. Don't underestimate the Orioles. That's why every prognosticator does. They look at our talent base and say, with that talent base, you should only win 81 or 82 games. Maybe. But with this organization, this classy, smart, put together, well organization, run great from the top to the bottom, that's why they're doing so well. That's why that 8-game difference always comes in, and that's why the Orioles are still there, going to be fighting for the playoffs all the way down. Look, we even have Zach Britton, maybe the best relief pitcher in baseball. He's gone, and look at it. I don't know how we stay in here, except that the organization is just so great, and there's this esprit de corps. I love the Orioles. I love the Orioles. Don't underestimate this team. They could pull some things out this year. Go O's. Peace.